Make the ground shake.
Hey guys, what is going on? My name is Tom Gummy, and today we are back for another statue tutorial, doing something slightly different. Today we are doing Ninja, the Twitch streamer who has recently exploded and grown crazy out of this world on Twitch with his Fortnite content. So I thought I'd do him, and this is based on the design from what he was kind of wearing in the arguably his biggest stream when he was streaming with Drake and a few other famous celebrities. So again, I really do hope you enjoy, and without further ado, let's get straight into the tutorial. So starting off, we're going to list off the blocks you're going to need to build this. You'll need as following: white concrete, black concrete, grey wall, blue concrete, light blue concrete, white terracotta, light grey terracotta, spruce planks, orange concrete, orange terracotta, orange wool, light blue concrete powder, light blue terracotta, cyan concrete, cyan wool, cyan terracotta, and also spruce wood slabs. So if you want to grab them blocks into your inventory, that would be great, and then we can get straight into building. We're going to start off by building the front side of the legs, which is going to be a 12 by 8 rectangle, that being 12 tall and 8 wide, and we're going to be doing it left to right, layer by layer, and after every single layer, I'll give you guys a brief opportunity to pause the video. Please feel free to do so, and it should run smoothly. So again, a bit of the, explanation behind the design point. The jumper we're going to be using is the jumper from arguably his most famous stream, where he was streaming with Drake, and that is the blue jumper with the orange on it. So that's kind of the hoodie we're using. And in terms of the trousers slash shoes, I've watched quite a few of his streams, never really seen him stand up or have a consistent style in that sense. If he does, I may be wrong in that sense, but you can change it. In this term, I'm going to be placing grey jeans, or grey trousers, I guess you could say. And the reason I'm doing that is because we were originally going to use blue, but of course it made it look a bit too blue, because there just wasn't that contrast from the trousers to the hoodie to the hair, that kind of thing. So instead, we've decided to go with grey. So again, you can change that if you want. That's just my design choices, and yeah, that's what I'm going to be talking about in this video. So starting off, we're going to build the legs, as I previously mentioned. The legs are 12 by 8, so we're going to come to layer number 1, which is going to be 8 white concrete. So that's, again, 8 white concrete, and that is layer number 1. Starting off simple, layer number 2 is going to be 8 black concrete, and layer number 3 is going to be 1 black concrete, 2 white, 2 black, 2 white, and 1 black. So that is the third layer. For the fourth layer, this is where we're starting to get into the trouser area now. We're going to place 1 grey wool, 2 white concrete, 2 grey wool, 2 white concrete, and 1 grey concrete, and that is layer number 4. So again, in terms of trainers or sneakers, if you're American, we're going for black and white styled trainers. So layer number 5 is going to be 2 grey concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool, 2 concrete, and 1 wool, and again that is layer number 5. For layer number 6, we're going to place 1 concrete, 1 wool, 3 concrete, 1 wool, and 2 concrete, and that is layer number 6, already at the halfway point. For layer number 7 now, we're going to place 3 concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete, 2 wool, and 1 concrete. Again, that's layer number 7. Moving on now to layer number 8, we're going to place 2 concrete, 1 wool, and then 5 concrete. And hopefully, if your block placement's better than mine, you should have something that looks like this. So continuing now, the next layer is going to be 1 wool, 3 concrete, 1 wool, 2 concrete, and 1 wool, and that is layer number 9. On top of this, for layer number 10, we're going to do 1 concrete, 1 wool, 4 concrete, 1 wool, and 1 concrete. Once again, that's layer number 10. Second to last layer now, layer number 11, we're going to do 1 concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool, and 4 concrete. And that brings us to the 12th and final layer now, which is going to consist of 4 concrete, 2 wool, 1 concrete, and 1 wool. And once you've done that, that is your 12 by 8 rectangle. If you want to pause, you are more than welcome to do so. And that is the legs. So with that said and done, we're now ready to move on to the upper body, aka the jumper slash hoodie. So once again, this is going to be a 12 by 8 area, and again, this is going to be quite simplistic because we're going for plain kind of colour scheme here. So our first layer is going to consist of 3 blue concrete, we're then going to have to switch out a few blocks, so we'll grab ourselves our blue terracotta, 2 blue terracotta, and 3 blue concrete, and that is layer number 1. What we're then going to do is on the left side, we're going to go 1 to the left using white terracotta, 1 light grey, and 2 white, and we repeat this on the right side, so 1 white, 1 light grey, and 2 white, and essentially what this is doing is marking out the hands, and it means we don't have to count later on, we can just come straight back to this layer and know that's where we're starting. Otherwise, again, you have to come back, figure out where the arms start, and it's just a bit of a hassle. So that saves that, but what we're not going to do is actually work on the arms for now. We're going to continue with the body. So going back to this area here, we're now going to continue for layer number 2. So going back to the first layer, where we have the 3 blue concrete, 2 blue terracotta, and 3 blue concrete, the second layer is going to be 8 light blue concrete. On top of this, for the third layer, we're going to repeat that. So again, that's 2 layers of 8 light blue concrete. The fourth layer is going to be 1 blue concrete, 6 light blue concrete, and 1 blue concrete, and again that is layer number 4. For layer number 5, we're going to place 1 light blue, 3 blue, 1 blue terracotta, 2 blue concrete, and 1 light blue concrete, and that is layer number 5. And to cap this off with layer number 6 is going to be 8 light blue concrete. So right now that's the halfway point, again that's layer number 6. From this point it gets a bit more detailed, so what we're going to have to do is again clear up our inventory and grab ourselves our orange concrete, orange terracotta, and orange wool. So with that in mind, if I can move this over to here, the next layer, which is the 7th layer, is as following. We're going to place 2 light blue, 1 orange wool, 1 orange terracotta, 1 light blue concrete, 1 orange concrete, 1 orange terracotta, and 1 light blue concrete. Again, that is layer number 7. For layer number 8, we're going to place 1 light blue, 1 orange wool, 1 orange terracotta, 1 orange concrete, 2 light blue concrete, 1 orange concrete, and 1 light blue concrete. And again, that is layer number 8. For layer number 9, we're going to place 4 light blue concrete, 1 orange wool, and then 3 light blue concrete. And on top of this, we're going to place a layer of 8 light blue concrete. For the second to last layer, which is the 11th layer, we're going to place 3 light blue concrete, 2 blue concrete, and 3 light blue concrete. And then for the 12th and final layer, we're going to place 2 light blue, 1 blue, 2 white terracotta, 1 blue, and 2 light blue. And once you've done that, it should look something like this. That is a 12 by 8 rectangle, and that is the front side of the body. Now, in terms of some 3D effects we're going to add to make it look just a tad more realistic and a tad more interesting, we're going to start off by coming to the top left corner, to the third block in front of this blue concrete here, and we're going to count down 1, 2, 3. And this block, directly above the orange terracotta, we're going to place a blue terracotta, and on top of this, we're going to grab ourselves our light blue concrete powder, and we're going to place 1, 2, 3. Now, it's important you place the block first, because if you don't, this will fall. It works like sand. So again, make sure to place the blue terracotta first, and then build up 3 using the concrete powder. Now, in terms of the right side, we're going to come to the third block in from the right side this time, and again, it's going to be this blue concrete. From here, we're going to count down once and then twice, and we're going to place 1 blue terracotta, and on top of that, 2 blue or light blue concrete powder, and it gives you the kind of strings that hang down from a hoodie. Again, you don't have to add that if you don't want to, but I feel it just adds a bit more interest to the upper body. Now, in terms of the lower body, or the lower part of the chest, this area here, this is where the kind of pockets would be on a hoodie or on a sweatshirt. So what we're going to do is come to the second layer where the light blue concrete is, and we're going to place a layer of 8 light blue concrete, same with the third layer. And then for the fourth layer, we're going to leave 1, place 6, and leave 1. So essentially, we're making all this light blue area 3D, and it ends up looking something like this. Again, you can keep it 2D if you don't want to, but personally, I feel it just adds a bit more shape, a bit more character to the lower body. So once again, that is the front side of the body complete. That is a 12 by 8, and if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Now, either side of this, of course, we do indeed have the arms. Both arms are going to be 12 by 4, so that's 12 tall, 4 wide, and we're going to start on the first arm, which is going to be the left arm. Now, if you haven't already, come to the 13th layer of the build, build 4 blocks to the left, so that being 1 white terracotta, 1 light grey, and 2 white, and from here we're going to continue. So, let's grab the blocks into our inventory. For this section, you're going to need light grey terracotta, white terracotta, spruce planks, and then you're also going to need your blue concrete and your light blue concrete. So pretty simple colour palette. Now again, as we said before, but I'll repeat it, layer number 1 is going to be 2 white terracotta, 1 light grey and 1 white. And on top of this we're going to place 1 white, 2 spruce planks, 1 white. Layer number 3 is going to be 4 white terracotta. And on top of this we're going to cap it off with 4 blue concrete. So that's the first 4 layers complete. Now on top of this, on the right side, we're going to build up 7 using blue concrete. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And if you do it correctly, you'll notice it should finish 1 block away from the top, in which we're going to place 1 light blue concrete. The reason we get this out of the way is because the remaining area is simply going to be light blue concrete. So now all we do is place 3 blocks per layer, and this will bring us all the way up to the top. Saves me going through the hassle of layer by layer and actually explaining it. As you can see, again, the remaining 7 layers is going to be 3 light blue, 1 blue, and then the 8th layer is of course 4 light blue. So again, that is the left arm complete. If you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so, and we're now going to repeat the exact same pattern on the right side, just flipped over and mirrored. So heading over to the right side, again exact same logic applies. Come to the 13th layer of the build, 4 blocks to the right, that being 1 white terracotta, 1 light grey and 2 white. On top of this we're going to place 1 white, 2 spruce planks, 1 white, and for the 3rd layer 4 white terracotta. For the 4th layer we're going to place 4 blue concrete, and on the left side we build up 7 using blue concrete, so 1 away from the top, in which the top block we're going to cap off with light blue concrete. The remaining 3 blocks per layer, and then on the 12th layer again it's going to be 3 light blue. And once you've done that, that is the right arm complete. Again, exact same as the left, as you can see, and that is a 12 by 4. So right now you should have something that looks like this. That is the front side of the body. Should be 24 tall, 16 wide, 8 wide if you're not including the arms. And again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. So whilst we're making really good progress, it's not really a statue at this point. It's kind of just like a little pixel art. So the way we're going to change this is we're going to make the 3D effects at the sides now. So we're going to come around to the left side, to the white concrete at the bottom left corner, and we're going to expand 1, 2, 3 to the left using, again, white concrete. Now, the sides of the legs are going to be 12 by 4, so it's 12 tall, 4 wide, and the thing that I want to kind of point out here is the 4th block is already complete. As you can see, this is our 4th block. That's done, out the way, gone, no need to worry about it. So what this means is we're only placing 3 blocks per layer because the 4th block again is already here. So with that in mind, the 2nd layer from left to right is 2 white concrete, 1 black concrete, and the 3rd layer is 3 black concrete. Getting back into this pattern, we're going to grab ourselves our grey concrete and our grey wool. So the 4th layer is going to be 1 wool, 2 concrete. The 5th layer is 1 concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete. And again, after every layer, I'll give you guys a brief opportunity to pause or catch up if you need to do so. The next layer, which is the 6th layer, is going to be 3 grey concrete. And on top of that, for the 7th layer, we're going to place 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool. For the 8th layer, we're going to place 1 concrete, 2 wool. To cap that off, for the 9th layer, we're going to place 3 grey concrete. For the 10th layer, we're going to place 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool. For the 11th layer, we're going to place 2 wool, 1 concrete. And then for the 12th and final layer, we're going to place 1 concrete, 1 wool, and 1 concrete. And once you've done that, that is a 12 by 4. It looks like this. And again, the first 3 layers are the shoes, and the remaining 9 layers are the trousers. So that is the left side of the leg complete. Again, from a side angle should look like this. That is once again 12 by 4. And we're now going to move around to the right side. So in terms of the right side, we're going to grab ourselves our white concrete again. Go 1, 2, 3 to the right. And on top of this, for the 2nd layer, we're going to place 1 black concrete and 2 white concrete. Again, just to kind of rub it in, make sure it's sunk in a bit. The 4th block, or in this case the 1st block, is already here, so we're only placing 3 blocks per layer. So for the 3rd layer, we're going to be placing 3 black concrete. Once again, that's the shoes or the sneakers, again, if you're from the US, complete. And again, they look like this. So moving into the upper leg now, we have, for the 4th layer, 2 grey concrete, 1 grey wool. For the 5th layer, we're going to place 1 concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete. And for the 6th layer, we're going to place 3 concrete. For the 7th layer, we're going to place 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool. For the 8th layer, we're going to place 2 wool, 1 concrete. For the 9th layer, we place 3 concrete. The 10th layer, we place 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool. 11th layer, second to last layer, is going to be 1 concrete, 2 wall. And then the 12th and final layer is going to be 1 concrete, 1 wall, and 1 concrete. And once you've done that, it looks like this. Again, you'll notice a slight pattern, and that is because it's the exact same as the other side. Once again, if you want to pause, that is a 12x4 rectangle, and that is the right side of the leg. So once you've done that, as you can see, the legs are starting to look a bit more 3D. Of course, we'll go around to the rear side later on and finish that. But what we're going to do now is actually repeat the process with the arms. The only difference with the arms is we're actually going to have to do some work on the rear first. So what we do is we come around to the rear side of the body, and we come to the bottom row of the arms, which is this layer here, which consists again of 2 white terracotta, 1 light grey, and 1 white. And what we're going to do is behind the white terracotta, we're going to expand 1, 2, 3 backwards, and behind the light grey terracotta, we're going to expand 3 backwards using light grey terracotta. And what this gives you is a 4x4 rectangle that looks like this. And again, we're going to repeat this on the other side. So we head round to the other side, and just, again, 3 white terracotta behind the white, 3 light grey behind the light grey. And again, gives you a 4x4 platform. Looks like this. We will modify one of the strands slightly when we get around to the sides, but I'll explain that. But for now, it just gives you a platform which we can build on. It means there won't be a hole in the bottom of the hands once we get to the end of the video. So right now, if you come around to the left side of the arm, it will look something like this, almost like a backwards L shape. Same logic applies as the side of the legs. This is going to be a 12x4, but the 4th block is already here. Now, the thing that's nice and easy about this is the block that's here is essentially what matches the rest of the layer, so it's a case of just matching everything up. What we are going to do, however, is first off come to the first layer, come to the second block, and punch out 2, so the first one here, and then 1 inwards, and replace both with light grey terracotta. In terms of the second layer, we're going to place 1 white terracotta, 1 spruce plank, and 1 white terracotta, and to cap that off for the third layer we place 3 white terracotta. Now if you come below, you'll now notice that all the light grey meets up. Again, if you don't like that, you're more than welcome to just remove it, but what it gives you is it will end up looking something like that. It just looks a bit random, so I do kind of prefer just linking it all together. Now, again, going back to the sides, what we've got for the remaining area, because we're already up to the 4th layer, the remaining area is essentially going to be the exact same as the block that's already here. So what that means is the 4th layer is going to be 3 blue concrete, and then the remaining 8 layers is going to be 3 light blue concrete. And again, that goes all the way up to the top, and that will give you your 12x4. So it's very, very simple, very self-explanatory. That is a 12x4, and that is the left side of the arm complete. Now the right side, just to make it even easier, is the exact same. So we come around to the right side, come to the third block from left, punch 2 in, replace with light grey terracotta. For the second layer, we're going to place 1 white, 1 spruce, 1 white. For the third layer, 3 white terracotta. On top of this, for the 4th layer, we're going to place 3 blue concrete, and then the remaining 8 layers is going to consist of purely light blue concrete. And like that already, we've completed the right side of the arm, and once again, that's a 12x4. So that is the side of the arms complete. If you now back up and look at the statue, it should be looking something like this, making really, really good progress. What we're now going to work on is indeed the rear side, because if you come around to the rear side, you notice not so much is going on. It's a bit empty, a bit lacking, so we're going to fill everything in and complete the statue. So in terms of the rear side of the legs, we're going to start off there. The rear side of the legs is 12x8, just like the front side. The only difference is the left side and the right side already have a row complete. So that's 2 rows complete, meaning we're only placing 6 blocks per layer. So essentially, we're linking left side to right side. Starting off at the bottom, very, very simple. We're going to place 2 layers of 6 white concrete, and we're going to cap that off with a layer of 6 black concrete. First 3 layers already complete. Now, after that, goes back into the pattern of grey concrete and grey wall, so you want to grab them into your inventory. For the 4th layer, we're going to place 2 black concrete, 2 grey wall, and 2 black concrete, and that's layer number 4. For layer number 5, we're going to place 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall, and 3 concrete, and again that is layer number 5. For layer number 6, we're going to place 1 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, and 1 wall. So again, a bit of a simple pattern of just alternating between the 2 blocks. The next layer we're going to place is going to be 1 concrete, 1 wall, 2 concrete, 1 wall, and 1 concrete. And again, that is layer number 7. For layer number 8, we're going to place 3 concrete, 1 wall, and 2 concrete. Once again, that's layer number 8. Layer number 9, we're going to place 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall, 2 concrete, and 1 wall. And again, that is layer number 9. Moving on to layer number 10, we're going to place 2 concrete, 2 wall, 2 concrete. That is layer number 10. Moving on to layer number 11, second to last layer, we're going to place 1 grey wall, 2 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, and 1 wall. And that brings us to the 12th and final layer, which is going to be 1 concrete, 1 wall, 2 concrete, 1 wall, and 1 concrete. And once you've done that, that is a 12 by 8. Again, that is 12 tall, 8 wide, and that is the rear side of the legs complete. So, in terms of the rear side of the body, or the rear side of the hoodie or sweater, what we're going to do is grab ourselves our blue concrete. We're going to start off with layer number 1 by placing 8 blue concrete. And on top of that, we have the very nice task of doing 11 layers of 8. So the easiest way of doing this, in my mind, is just build up 11 for each row. Of course, you could just go layer to layer to layer, but it's probably a lot faster just doing it the way I'm doing right now, which is just building up 11 and doing that 8 times. The easiest way to make sure you're doing it correctly is that it comes up to the exact same height as the fronts and sides that we've previously built. So once you've done that, as you can see, that is a 12 by 8. Again, it's a bit tedious and not very detailed. The reason we don't want to add detail is because, of course, if we don't know it's there, then adding it just overcomplicates things. It also keeps it kind of in line with the front side, where the only main detail is the orange, which is the text and the actual orange itself. So yeah, that is the rear side of the body. That's a 12 by 8. Again, feel free to pause. Now, in regards to the rear side of the arms, they are the exact same as the front side. So what that means, the only difference being, I guess, is we're only placing 3 blocks. So the first layer is already done. That's 2 white terracotta, 1 light grey, 1 white. We're then going to have to grab the blocks back into inventory. So the second layer, the white is already here. We're going to place 2 spruce, 1 white terracotta, and we're going to cap that off with 3 white terracotta. For the next layer, which is the 4th layer, we're going to place our 3 blue concrete, and on the right side we're going to build up 7, so 1 away from the top, and cap it off with 1 light blue concrete. For the remaining 2 blocks per layer, we're going to fill it in with light blue concrete. This will bring us all the way up to the top, and that will give us the rear side of the right arm, or in this case from the rear perspective, our left arm. Once again, that's the 12 by 4, and the other side is the exact same procedure. So the first block is going to be 1 white terracotta, 2 spruce, then we're going to place a layer of 3 white terracotta, on top of that a layer of 3 blue concrete, and on the left side build up 7, 1 away from the top. On the top layer place 1 light blue concrete, and then for the remaining 2 blocks per layer place 2 light blue concrete. Once you've done that, that is again a 12 by 4, and that is the rear side of the arms complete. The final task we need to do before moving on to the head is actually the shoulders. So go ahead and fill that in using light blue concrete all the way across, and what this will give you is a 16 by 4 area. And yeah, once you've done that, that is the statue, or the body of the statue at least, complete. And we're now ready to move on to the head. But before we do so, what I'm going to do is get rid of my arm. We're going to have a little spin around, a little recap session. So if you're confident, you're ready to move on, feel free to skip about a minute or 2 forwards in the video. If you're lost, you're a bit panicking, having a bad time, this is your opportunity. So what I'm going to do for this is I'm going to go to each specific part of the statue. So for example right here, this is the front side of the legs. That's a 12 by 8, 12 tall, 8 wide. Now what I'm going to do is give you guys a brief opportunity to pause. I'm not going to say that, but just please do, and then we're going to move on. So, coming on up, moving on up, we have the front side of the body. Once again, that's a 12 by 8, has 3D effects in the bottom in terms of the pockets, and also the center middle at the top, which is the 2 strings from the hood. On the left side and the right side is the arms, and they're both 12 by 4. Come around to the left side with the left side of the leg, which is once again 12 by 4. The underside of the left hand, which is 4 by 4. And the left side of the arm, which is 12 by 4. Come around to the right side with the right side of the leg, that is again 12 by 4. The underside of the right hand, 4 by 4. And the right side of the arm, 12 by 4. Come around to the rear side with the rear side of the legs, that's 12 by 8. With the rear side of the body, 12 by 8. And the rear side of each arm, 12 by 4. And then the final side, the shoulders, is 16 by 4. And again, once you've done that, that is the body of the statue. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to grab my arm back, and then we're going to start working on the head. So what we're going to do is clear the inventory out, and the blocks you're going to need are as following. You'll need white terracotta, light grey terracotta, white concrete, blue terracotta, light blue terracotta. You're then also going to need cyan concrete, cyan wool, and your spruce wood slabs. So the rest of the blocks, unless I'm missing something, you can just bin if you want to, or alternatively, just do what I'm doing, leave them on the side. And yeah, that's pretty much it. We're going to start building the head. The head is an 8x8x8 cube, and each side, of course, under that measurement would be 8x8. So we're going to do it side by side, but what we're going to start by doing is building the template. So what I mean by this is we're going to come to the front left corner. Again, make sure at the front side, the side with the 3D effects. At this point here, count 1, 2, 3, 4 over to the right. So on the 5th block, this one here. So again, 4 block gap, 5th block. We're going to place 1 white terracotta, bring it 2 forwards. On the right side, exact same applies. So 1, 2, 3, 4. On the 5th block, place a white terracotta, bring it 2 forwards. And if you do it correctly, there should be a 6 block gap in between. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. As you can see, place 6 white terracotta. And on the outer layer, place 2 white terracotta, 2 light grey, and 2 white. Once you've done that, you can bin the light grey as well if you want to, or as I'm doing, just keep it on your hotbar. So coming around to the side, what we're going to do there is in fact expand it backwards. So next to this white terracotta here, we're going to place 1 white terracotta, 1 cyan wool, 2 cyan concrete, a 3rd cyan concrete. I was about to say 1 cyan wool at the end. No, it's indeed cyan concrete. So expand 3 cyan concrete, and this will give you a 2 block overhang on the rear side, just like we had on the front side. And we repeat this on the right side now. So on the right side, we're going to expand 1 more using white terracotta. We're then going to place 1 cyan wool and 3 cyan concrete. Now, just like we did at the front side, we're going to join it together. So in the inner layer, doesn't really matter what you do, go ahead and place, I'm just going to say 1 cyan wool, 1 cyan concrete, 2 cyan wool, cyan concrete, and a cyan wool, just to give it a little pattern. And then for the outer layer, this is something that's important because it will mess up the rear side otherwise. We're going to place 1 cyan wool, 2 cyan concrete, 1 cyan wool, and 2 cyan concrete. So again, that's the rear overhang. That's going to be an 8x2, just like the front overhang. And what this gives us is an 8x8 square. So as simple as that is the template for the head. The reason behind this, we now have front side, left side, right side, rear side. So we're going to start off on the front side, get that out of the way, aka the face. So the first layer, as we've already done, is 3 white concrete, 2 light grey, and 3 white concrete. On top of this, for layer number 2, we're going to place 8 white concrete, white terracotta. Yeah, no, it is white terracotta. Confused me there for a second. For the third layer, we're going to place 1 white terracotta, 1 white concrete, 1 light blue terracotta, 2 white terracotta, 1 light blue terracotta, 1 white concrete, and 1 white terracotta. So again, this is starting off the eyes. Layer number 4 is the exact same, but instead of light blue, we're going to be using blue. So that's 1 white terracotta, 1 white concrete, 1 blue terracotta, 2 white terracotta, 1 blue terracotta, 1 white concrete, and 1 white terracotta. And on top of this, for layer number 5, we're going to place 1 cyan concrete, 6 white terracotta, and 1 cyan concrete. So again, that's layer number 5. Now on layer number 5, on the 2nd and 3rd block, and also the 6th and 7th block, on the lower half, we're going to place 2 spruce slabs, again on the lower half, and that's going to act as eyebrows. And as you can tell already, by the fact that I've placed 2 cyan, we're going to be doing the version of Ninja where he's dyed his hair blue. Now, again, the reason I've chosen to do cyan rather than blue is because whilst his hair is quite a neon blue, it would look extremely weird to make his hair out of the same colour as his hoodie. If you want to do that, you're more than welcome. Feel free to just alternate it. So when I say cyan concrete, use light blue wool, or light blue concrete, and when I say cyan wool, use light blue wool. Same logic applies if you want to use it out of blue, so you could place blue concrete instead of cyan concrete, blue wool instead of cyan wool. So again, just alternate it as you want to. So for the 6th layer, we're going to place 1 cyan concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool, 2 concrete, and 2 wool. For the 2nd to last layer, the 7th layer, we're going to place 1 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool, 1 concrete, 3 wool, and 1 concrete. And then for the 8th and final layer, we're going to place 1 concrete, 4 wool, 1 concrete, 1 wool, and 1 concrete. And once you've done that, it looks something like this. That's an 8x8 square, and that is the basic shape. Now, of course, and this is a big thing, Ninja's hair isn't flat. It isn't like this. He's really spiked it up at the front. It's really sticking out. So the way we're going to do this, and it's something we have to be careful of, because if you don't do it properly, it just makes it kind of look like he's got a mutation, like a horn, like a massive unicorn horn coming out the front of his face. We don't want to do that. We're going for the spiky hair effect. So we're going to come to the top left corner, leave a 2-block gap, and on the third block, place 1 cyan concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, 2 wall. Now, going back to this concrete here, down diagonal to the left, place another wall, leave a 2-block gap, and underneath this cyan concrete, place 1 wall, and also go above like so. The next step, we're going to extend it again out further. So we come to this cyan concrete here, we're going to bring that forwards 1, leave a 2-block gap in front of this wall, bring it forwards 1, and also from this one up, we're going to go forwards 1. So there's 3 blocks, so we're bringing out a 2-block forwards, and it ends up looking something like this. Now there's one thing I want to point out, and this is something I'll talk about later on, but if we punch out the top left and top right corner, it makes it look a lot better overall, especially from a side angle. From a side angle, it looks pretty decent right now, but it's just to give, again, the effect of having spiky hair. There's something we'll do at the top of the head later on, which will kind of enforce that. With that said and done though, that is the front side of the face complete. Again, if you want to pause, you're more than welcome to do so. Again, that's an 8x8 square. So, coming around to the left side, again, we're going to do this layer now. So, again, it's an 8x8 square in total. First layer is already done, that's 3 cyan concrete, 1 wall, and then 4 white terracotta. Once again, if you want to alternate the colours, feel free to do so. So for layer number 2, we're going to place 1 concrete, 1 wall, 2 concrete, and then 3 white terracotta. For the third layer, we're going to place 4 wall, 1 concrete, and 2 white terracotta. For the fourth layer, we're going to place 2 concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete, and 1 wall. Final block we're going to place is 1 white terracotta. The next layer, which is the fifth layer, we're going to place 1 wall, 1 concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete, and 2 wall. And again, that's the fifth layer. The sixth layer is as following. We're going to place 1 concrete, 1 wall, 2 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, and 1 wall. Seventh layer, the second to last layer, is as following. 1 concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall. And then the eighth and final layer is going to be 2 concrete, 4 wall, and 1 concrete. And once you've done that, that is an 8x8 square, and that is the basic side of the head complete. Now, of course, linking into what we've done with the hoodie, and this is probably where you shouldn't have listened to me, because I was indeed mistaken, completely forgot about this section. We need our light blue concrete, our black concrete, and also our cyan terracotta, and this is going to be part of the 3D effect we're going to be adding. So if you come to the bottom left corner, we're going to place 5 light blue concrete on the first layer, and on the second layer we're going to place 2, and that's going to be the side of the hoodie. So it ends up looking like this. Now in terms of the next section, which we're going to need our black concrete and our cyan terracotta for, we're going to come to the top left corner of the head, we're going to leave a 1, 2, 3 block gap, and on the fourth block we're going to place black concrete, exact same on the fifth. Below this, we're going to place another layer of 2 black concrete, and below that, we're going to place a 2x2 square of cyan terracotta. To cap this off, we're going to place a layer of black concrete. So right now, it's a 5 tall by 2 wide area. Either side of the cyan, to left and to right, we're also going to place 2 black concrete, and it gives you something that ends up looking like that. And that's going to be the side of the headset he wears, of course, so it's got the grey part in the middle. There is kind of like a black line going across the middle. I've experimented, very difficult to implement that without it looking really goofy with half slabs, so we're going to leave it like this. Again, if you want to have a cable coming outside, there's various ways you can do that. Ideally, I would say the best way is probably to get some cobblestone wool and have it running out of this part here, going down into the hoodie. Apart from that, that is the left side of the head complete, and we're now going to go around to the right side and work on that. So, coming around to the left side, or sorry, right side. Did I say left side before? I mean the right side, of course. The next layer, so we got the first layer, is already 4 white terracotta, 1 cyan wall, and 3 cyan concrete. For the next layer is going to be 3 white terracotta again, 3 cyan concrete, and 1 cyan wall. The third layer is as following. We're going to do 2 white terracotta, 1 cyan concrete, and 4 cyan wall. And on top of this, for the fourth layer, we're going to do 1 white terracotta, 2 cyan concrete, 2 cyan wall, and 2 cyan concrete, and that's the first 4 layers complete. For the fifth layer, we're going to do 2 cyan wall, 1 cyan concrete, 2 cyan wall, 1 cyan concrete, and 1 cyan wall. Again, that's the fifth layer. Sixth layer is as following. We're going to do 2 cyan concrete, 1 cyan wall, 2 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete. 7th layer, second to last layer, is going to be 3 wall, 1 concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete. And then the 8th and final layer is going to be 1 concrete, 4 wall, and 2 concrete. And that is the right side of the head, again, complete. Now, just like on the right side, or just like on the left, really throw myself off here, aren't I? Making it look like I don't know my left and rights. We're going to come to the bottom right corner, and we're going to place, again, a row of 5 light blue concrete. And on top of that, we're going to place 2. So that's the side of the hoodie complete. In terms of the headphones, go to the top left corner. We are going to grab ourselves our black concrete, leave a 3 block gap, and on the 4th and 5th, place 2 black concrete. Below it, another layer. Below that, a 2x2 of cyan terracotta, and below that, 2 black concrete. So again, it's a 5x2 rectangle. Either side of the cyan terracotta, place 2 black concrete just to cap it off. Once you've done that, that's the side of the headphones complete, and that is the right side of the head also complete. So if we now move around to the rear side, it's essentially again linking left side to right side. First layer already done, that's 1 concrete, 1 wall, 2 concrete, 1 wall, 3 concrete. Layer number 2 is as following. We're going to place 2 concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall. So again, that's layer number 2. Layer number 3, we're going to place 4 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall. Layer number 4, we're going to place 2 wall, 1 concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete. Layer number 5, we're going to place is 1 wall, 2 concrete, and 3 wall. And again, try not to place it quite as roughly as I am. Layer number 6 is going to be 1 wall, 3 concrete, 2 wall. Layer number 7 is going to be 5 wall and 1 concrete. And then layer number 8, the final layer, is going to be 3 concrete and 3 wall. And once you've done that, it looks like this. That's an 8x8 square. What we're going to do is, just like we did at the sides, grab ourselves our light blue concrete, and on the first 2 layers we're going to essentially cover it up using an 8x2 of light blue concrete. Now again, the reason I said this part isn't really important is on the rear side we're also going to place an 8x2 underneath, like so, just so it fully caps off, gives the effect of being a hood, because otherwise if you leave that, it's kind of like the hair is hanging out at the bottom. It makes no sense. So again, that's the little 3D effect we got going on the rear side. And if you come around to the front side now and look at it from a side angle, you'll see it should look like he's kind of wearing a hoodie or sweatshirt. So the final side left is of course the top side. Once again, that's going to be an 8x8 square, but because it's an outline, we're going to work from the rear side and work forwards. So going to the back left corner, next to this cyan concrete right here, we're going to place 6, whoops, that's not wall. We're going to grab ourselves our cyan wall, and we're going to place 6 cyan wall, and that's layer number 2. Layer number 3 is going to be 1 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall. The 4th layer is going to be 4 wall, 2 concrete. The 5th layer is going to be 5 wall, 1 concrete. The 6th layer is going to be 1 concrete, 3 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall. And then the final layer is going to be 1 wall, 1 concrete, 1 wall, 1 concrete, and 2 wall. And once you've done that, it looks something like this. Now again, brief opportunity to pause. What we're then going to do is come to the 4th block in on the left side, and we're going to build 8 across, again as a 3D effect, using black concrete, and we do the exact same on the layer behind that, the 5th layer. So again, this is in continuation of the headphones. If you do it correctly, it should all link up perfectly and be in line like so, and that is the first effect, which is for the headphones. Now directly in front of the headphones, we're going to leave a 1 block gap on the left side, and here we're going to place 1 cyan concrete, 2 wall, 1 concrete, and 1 wall. Now in front of this, we're going to leave again a 1 block gap, so 2 block gap from the side. We're going to place 5 cyan wall, and then to link it to this front part here, we're again from the left side going to leave a 2 block gap, and we're going to place 2 wall, 1 concrete, and 1 wall, and it links up to this wall here and kind of links in with the 3D effect we've got going on at the front side, which is the spiky hair. Now, once you've done that, it makes the front look a bit more bulky. So what I do recommend is come to the top left corner and the top right and punch one block out. And essentially what that does is, again, kind of just makes the head look a bit more round. You can do this in the bottom left and bottom right if you want to as well. Whilst it's still kind of blocky, you can't really avoid that because indeed it is Minecraft. But by punching blocks out, you can kind of just round out the head. Personally, I don't really like the bottom ones being rounded out because it just makes it look a bit weird. But of course, the top left and top right corner works perfectly fine if you do so. So once you've done that, that is essentially the statue complete. Again, I really do hope you enjoyed this tutorial or found it at all useful. If you did, a like would be very much appreciated. And if you haven't already considered subscribing, definitely do. Get my words a bit muddled up there, but it's still quite early in the morning. Apart from that, again, really do hope you enjoyed. Leave a comment down below to say what you want to see in the near future in terms of suggestions. Also, any criticism also works. Again, as long as it's constructive, ideally. But yeah, apart from that, let me know what you liked, what you didn't. Like the video, dislike button's right next to it if you didn't like it. But yeah, that's about it. I want to know also if you want any more Fortnite statues, because I've been kind of planning to do a few in terms of the character skins available in the game. So if you do want to see some of them, let me know. Of course, kind of links into the theme of Ninja. So yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Till next time, my name has been Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light